The Sayings of Confucius from the Harvard Classics, edited by Charles W. Eliot. Book 7. 1. The master said, "A teller and not a maker, one who trusts and loves the past. I may be likened to our old tongue." 2. The master said, "A silent communer, an ever-hungry learner, a still unflagging teacher, am I any of these?" 3. The master said, "Neglect of what is good in me, want of thoroughness in study, failure to do the right when told me, lack of strength to overcome faults. These are my sorrows." 4. In his free moments, the master was easy and cheerful. 5. The master said, "How deep is my decay! It is long since I saw the Duke of Chow in a dream." 6. The master said, "Will the right, hold the good one, rest in love, move in art." 7. The master said, "From the men who paid in dried meat upwards, I have withheld teaching from no one." 8. The master said, "Only to those fumbling do I open. Only for those stammering do I find a word. From him who cannot turn the whole when I lift a corner, I desist." 9. When eating beside the mourner, the master never ate his fill. On days when he had been wailing, the master did not sing. 10. The master said to Yan Yuan, "I and thou alone can both fill a post when given one, and live unseen when passed by." Zulu said, "Had ye to command 3 armies, sir, who should go with you?" "No man," said the master, "ready to fly unarmed at a tiger, or plunge into a river, and die without a pang, should be with me, but one, rather, who is wary before a move and gains his end by well-laid plans." 11. The master said, "Were shouldering a whip a sure road to riches, I would turn carter. But since there is no sure road, I tread the path I love." 12. The master gave heed to devotions, war, and sickness. 13. When the master was in Qi for 3 months after hearing the Shao played, he knew not the taste of meat. "I did not suppose," he said, "that music could touch such heights." 14. Jian Yu said, "Is the master for the king of Wei?" "I will ask him," said Chu Kung. He went in and said, "What kind of men were Po Yi and Shu Qi?" "Worthy men of yore," said the master. "Did they rule the past?" "They sought love and found it. What had they to rule?" Chu Kung went out and said, "The master is not on his side." The master said, "Living on coarse rice and water, with bent arm for pillow, mirth may be ours. But ill-gotten wealth and honors are to me a wandering cloud." 15. The master said, "Given a few more years, making 50 for the study of the year, I may be purged from gross sin. 16. The master liked to talk of poetry, history, and the upkeep of courtesy. Of all these, he was fond of talking. 17. The Duke of She asked Chu Lu about Confucius. Chu Lu did not answer. The master said, "Why couldst thou not say, 'Here is a man so eager that he forgets to eat, whose cares are lost in triumph, unmindful of approaching age'?" 18. The master said, "I was not born to understanding. I loved the past, and questioned it earnestly." 19. The master never spake of ghosts or strength, crime or spirits. 20. The master said, "Walking three together, I'm sure of teachers. I pick out the good and follow it. I see the bad and shun it." 21. The master said, "Heaven planted worth in me. What harm can come of Huan Tui?" 22. The master said, "My boys, do ye think that I hide things from you? I hide nothing. One who keeps from his boys naught that he does, such as chew." 23. The four things the master taught were culture, conduct, faithfulness, and truth. 24. The master said, "A holy man I shall not live to see. Enough could I find a gentleman. A good man I shall not live to see. Enough could I find a steadfast one. But when nothing poses as something, cloud as substance, want as riches, steadfastness must be rare." 25. The master angled, but did not fish with a net. He shot, but not at birds sitting. 26. The master said, "There may be men who act without understanding why. I do not. To listen much, pick out the good and follow it, to see much and ponder it, this comes next to understanding." 27. It was ill talking to the Hu villagers. A lad having been admitted, the disciples wondered. The master said, "I allow his coming, not what is to come. Why be so harsh? If a man cleanse himself to gain admission, I admit his cleanness, but go not bail for his past." 28. The master said, "Is love so far a thing? I yearn for love, and lo, love is come." 29. A judge of Ch'en asked whether Duke of Chao knew courtesy. Confucius answered, "He knew courtesy." After Confucius had left, the judge beckoned Wu Ma Chi to his side and said, "I had heard that gentlemen are of no party. But are they too for party?" The prince married a Wu of the same name as himself, and called her Miss Tzu of Wu. If the prince knew courtesy, who does not know courtesy? When Wu Ma Chi told this to the master, he said, "How lucky I am! If I make a slip, men are sure to know it." 30. When anyone sang to the master, and sang well, he would make him repeat it and join in. 31. The master said, I have no more culture than others. To live as a gentleman is not yet mine. 32. The master said, how dare I lay claim to holiness or love? A man of endless craving I might be called, an unflagging teacher, but nothing more. That is just what we disciples cannot learn, said Confucius. 33. The master being very ill, Zulu asked leave to pray. The master said, is it the custom? It is, answered Zulu. The memorials say, pray to the spirits in heaven above and on earth below. The master said, long-lasting has my prayer been. 34. The master said, waste begets self-will, thrift begets meanness, but better be mean than self-willed. 35. The master said, a gentleman is calm and spacious, the vulgar are always fretting. 36. The master was friendly, yet dignified. He inspired awe, but not fear. He was respectful, yet easy. End of Book 7.